Good morning, students. Welcome back to social class. Students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and safe. Okay, students, now we are learning economics part. From economics part, which lesson now we are learning? Have you remember, students? Very good. Now we are learning economics lesson 2, globalization and trade. In the beginning of this class, we can recollect few important points about previous class portion. In previous class, which topic we learned? Have you remember, students? Very good. In previous class, we learned about South Indian traders. Is it South Indian traders? First of all, I am going to recall few important points about South Indian traders. Okay, I am asking one question. Who formed the South Indian trade? Very good. Merchants. The merchants form the South Indian traders. Is it? Why they form the South Indian trade? To expand their trading activities. For the purpose of expanding trading activities, they introduced the South Indian trade. Okay. Then in early days, some of the countries contact the South Indian traders. Is it? Which are the countries traders are contact to South India by trade? Can we remember, students? Very good. Some of the countries, for example, European traders, Portuguese traders, Dutch traders, British traders, the Danish traders, then the French traders. These are the traders are contact trade by Indian traders. From European traders, in which period they contact Indian traders? Very good. 1053 AD is it during the period of 1053 AD for the purpose of trade, various European traders are came to India for economic activities. Is it? Then in which way they came to India? They came by sea route. Is it? Vasco da Gama, he discovered new sea route from Europe to India in the way of Cape of Good Hope. Through that route, he reaching and civilized world. Okay, the traders are reached to the civilized world. Then secondly, we learned about the Portuguese. The Portuguese, under leadership of Vasco da Gama, he landed at Calicut on May 1498. He landed, that means, secondly, Vasco da Gama landed Calicut on May 1498 by this sea route. Okay. Then, thirdly, the Dutch traders. Okay. The Dutch formed the East India Company in the year 1602. The Dutch formed the East India Company in the year 1602. Okay. Then in 1605, Admiral von der Hagen. Okay, Admiral von der Hagen, he established the Dutch factory at Masulipatnam, Petrapoli and Devanampattinam, etc. Okay, then the next one is the British. Next one is the British. On 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth granted charter to the East India Company. Students, who granted charter to the East India Company? Excellent. Queen Elizabeth. Okay, Queen Elizabeth. In which year? 31st December 1600. Okay, then in 1639, they built a factory in Madras that is known as Fort at St. George. Okay, in 1639, they built a factory in Madras that is known as St. Fort George. Okay, St. Fort George. Okay, then the next one is the Danes. The next one is the Danes. The Danes formed an East India Company in 1616. The Danes formed the East India Company in 1616. Okay. Then the next one is the French. The next one is the French. The first French factory in India was established in the year 1668. The first French factory in India was established in the year 1668. Okay. Then, okay, students, next we learned about globalization in India. Next we learned about globalization in India. Is it? In India, some of the problems came through economic condition in some periods. Have you remember in which period, students? Very good. In the period of 1980 to 81 and in the period of 1990 to 91, the Gulf War was happened. Is it? During the Gulf War, some of the economic problems were happened in India. So, for the development of this economic condition, the Indian government implemented the new economic policy in the year 1991. Okay, in the year 1991. Okay. Then next we learned about the reforms made adopt globalization. Next we learned about the reforms made to adapt globalization through new economic policy. Is it? For example, from there 6 points we learned. Is it? The first one is abolition of industrial licensing except few industries. That means except few industries, they abolish the license of some of the industries. Then second one is they reduce some of the industries reserved for public sector. They reduce some of the number of industries reserved for public sector. Then third one is they fix some real exchange for exports of Indian goods. Third one is they fix some real exchange rate for the purpose of exports of Indian goods. Okay. Then fourth one is they reduce import duties. Okay, they reduce the import duties. Then the fifth one is foreign exchanges regulations were suitably amended. And finally, the statutory liquidity ratio was reduced to increase lending by RBI. RBI means Indian Reserve Bank. Is it? Students, these are the things we learned in the previous class, is it? And also I gave some question answers. I hope you studied that question answers also. Okay, students, now let us turn today's class. Okay, now let us turn to today's class. Listen very careful, students. Today I am going to teach MNC. Today I am going to teach MNC. MNC means multinational corporation. What is meant by MNC? MNC means multinational corporation. Okay. Students, listen very careful. Multinational corporation is a cooperative corporation. Listen very careful, students. Multinational corporation is a cooperative organization. Then cooperative organization, that means it exists independent of its owners. Cooperative organization means it exists independent of its owners. Okay, that means it is owns or controls production of goods and services at least one country or its home country. Listen very careful, students. The multinational corporation owns or controls production of goods and services at least one country or its home country. Okay, home country means where the headquarters located. Home country means where the headquarters located. For example, India's home countries are our neighboring countries. India's home countries are our neighboring countries. Okay. Then the next one is evolution of MNC. The next one is evolution of MNC. Like East India Company, MNC also came to India as a trading company. In the previous class, I explained the East India Company was formed in India by the purpose of trade in the years 1600. Is it? For the purpose of trade, the East India Company was formed. Likewise, the MNC also came to India as a trading company. It spread throughout the country. Later, it became politically dominant. Okay. These multinational companies first start their activities in extractive industry. These multinational corporations first start their activities in extractive industry. Extractive, that means a type of industry to take raw materials like oil, iron, copper, etc. in the earth. Listen very careful, students. These multinational companies first start their activities in extractive industries. What is meant by extractive industries, students? a type of industry to take raw materials like oil, iron, copper, etc. in the earth. Okay. Listen, students. At first, these companies stored their activities in extractive industries. Then it controlled raw materials in the host countries. Okay, listen very careful. At first, these companies stored their activities in extractive industries. Then it controlled raw materials in the host countries during 1920. Host countries means groups of foreign countries. Host countries means group of foreign countries. Okay. Then after 1950, slowly it entered the manufacturing and service sectors. After 1950, the multinational companies were entered the manufacturing and service sectors. Okay. At present, most of the multinational companies are belong to four major countries. Now listen very careful, students. At present, most of the multinational companies are belong to four major countries. Okay, the four major countries are UK, USA, France and Germany. Listen very careful, students. The important four major countries are UK, France, USA and Germany. Okay. Among them, America is the largest one. Among them, America is the largest one. That means at present 15 multinational companies are there. Among them, 11 multinational companies are Americans. Okay, 11 multinational companies were Americans. Okay, then the next one is growth of MNC in India. Next one is growth of MNC in India. The MNC participation in Indian industry is entering into cooperation with Indian industrialists. Listen very careful, students. The MNC participation in Indian industry is entering into cooperation with Indian industrialists. Okay. Then trends of liberalization in 1980 gave substantial spurt to foreign collaborations. Listen very careful, students. Trend of liberalization. Trends means developments. Trends means developments. For the development of liberalization in the year 1980, it gave substantial spurt. Substantial means strong. Okay. Spurt means effort. It gave strong effort to foreign collaboration. Collaboration means group of countries. Okay. Foreign collaboration means group of foreign countries. Totally 12,760 foreign collaboration agreements were signed between 1948 to 1988. Listen very careful, students. Between the year 1948 to 1988, there are 12,760 foreign countries were signed the agreements. Okay, signed the agreements. As a result of these agreements, the liberalized foreign investment policy was announced. As the result of this signing of agreements, the liberalized foreign investment policy was announced. This foreign investment policy, that means FIP. FIP means foreign investment policy. This policy was announced in the year 1991. Okay, this policy was announced in the year 1991. It increased flow of foreign direct investment. It increased flow of foreign direct investment. Okay, students. Then next I am going to teach reasons for the growth of MNC. Next I am going to teach reason for the growth of MNC. Mainly 5 important things are give development for MNC. Mainly 5 important things are give development for MNC. They are expansion of market territory, marketing superiorities, financial superiorities, technological superiorities, product innovations. Listen very careful, students. 5 important things are give development for MNC. The first one is expansion of market territory. The expansion of market territory, that means the large size firm expand more and more expansion of its activities in physical boundaries of the country. Large size firm means company. Okay, large size companies are expand more and more extension of its activities in physical boundaries at the country. That means the operation of this company is expand in the physical boundaries. It is in cooperative. Okay, then the second one is marketing superiority. The second one is marketing superiority. The multinational companies enjoy number of marketing superiorities. For example, mainly it enjoys market reputation and it faces less difficulty in selling their products. Listen very careful, students. The multinational companies enjoys reputation. Reputation means overall qualities. That means the multinational companies production, that products, all products are very quality, so easily they are selling their products. Okay, how they are easily selling their products means they are adopting some of the effective advertisement, through some of the effective advertisement, and they are using some of the techniques. Through their effective advertisement and their techniques, they are easily selling their products, because their goods quality is very good quality. Okay, then the third one is financial superiorities. Third one is financial superiorities. The multinational companies has more financial resources. Okay, the multinational companies has more financial resources, and also they use high level of funds, and also they use high level of funds. Okay, so it has easily access the external capital markets. So it has easily access the external capital markets because of reputation. That means reputation means quality, is it, student? Because of quality products of multinational companies, it is able to raise more international resources. It is able to raise more international resources. Okay, then the fourth one is technological superiorities. The fourth one is technological superiorities. Listen, students, comparing all national companies, the multinational companies are developed in industrial areas with the use of some technologies. Listen very careful, students. With the help of some of the technologies, comparing all national companies, the multinational companies are developed in industrial areas. So the multinational companies encouraged the underdeveloped countries. That means which are the companies are very bad condition in the economic areas, that particular companies were encouraged by MNC to participate in their industrial development on the account of technological superiorities. Okay, then the fifth one is product innovations. The fifth one is product innovation. Multinational companies use some technology through the production area to improve existing products. Product innovation, that means the multinational companies use some technology through the production area to improve the existing products. Okay, then in a book, 10 largest multinational companies given, is it? Top 10 largest multinational companies given. Listen very careful, students. In 2018, there are 10 top largest multinational companies are there. The first one is Sony Corporation. Second one is Hewlett Packard. Third one is Tata Group. Fourth one is Microsoft Corporation, IBM, Nettle, Procter & Gamble, Citigroup, Pepsi Company and Coca-Cola Company. Okay, I will repeat, student. Sony Corporation, Hewlett Packard, Tata Group, Microsoft Corporation, IBM, Nettle, Procter & Gamble, Citigroup, Pepsi company and the Coca-Cola company. These are the 10 largest multinational companies in India in the year 2018. Okay. Then next I am going to explain some of the Indian multinational companies, its headquarters, that is which type of industry, then which are the countries are operating that particular company. Okay, these are the things now I am going to explain. From here you will get to the one word question. Okay, students, so you listen very careful. Okay, the first one is Hero Motocorp. The company name is Hero Motocorp. The headquarters is in New Delhi. The headquarters is in New Delhi. It is the automobile type of industry. It is the automobile type of industries. Colombia, Bangladesh and Africa are operating in these companies. Okay. Then the second one is Bajaj company. Second one is Bajaj. The headquarters is in Pune. The headquarters is in Pune. It is the automobile type of industry. It also the automobile type of industry. Then United Arab Emirates, UAE, that means United Arab Emirates in Bangladesh. Okay, operating these companies. Then third one is TVS. The headquarters is in Chennai. TVS company, it is the headquarters in Chennai. It is the type of automobile industry. It is the type of automobile. Okay, automobile type of industry. The operating countries are Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico and Peru. Okay. Then the fourth one is State Bank of India. Fourth one is State Bank of India. Headquarters is Mumbai. Type of industry is banking. Then Australia, Bangladesh, Belgium are operating countries. The last one is Bharti Airtel. The headquarters is in New Delhi. It is communication type of industry. It is the type of communication industry. The operating countries are South Asia and Africa. Okay, students. Okay, students. Then finally, I am going to teach the advantages and disadvantages of MNC. Okay, first of all, I am going to explain advantages of MNC. Listen very careful, student. This is one of the 5-mark question. Okay, so you listen very careful. First, I am going to explain the advantages of MNC. These companies supply quality of goods at lower cost and without transaction cost. That means the MNC companies are supply good quality of goods items. Okay, but very low cost. They are selling their goods item, their products by low cost. Okay, then secondly, these companies reduce prices and increase the purchasing power. In first point I told they are producing quality goods, is it? They are producing quality goods. Secondly, that particular quality goods are they are selling by lower cost. That means they reduce the prices of that particular goods items. So the purchasing power is increased. The purchasing power will increase. When the goods price is reduced, the purchasing power will increase. Is it? Then the third one is MNC is able to take advantage of tax variation. The third one is MNC is able to take advantage of tax variation. Okay, then the last one is spurring job growth in the local economy. Spurring, that means encouraging someone to do something. Okay, they are encouraging some of the countries to grow their local economy. They are encouraging the companies to grow their trade, their production. Okay, grow their production. These are the advantages of MNC. Then next one is disadvantages of MNC. Next one is disadvantages of MNC. Okay, the first one is MNC are a way for the corporation to develop a monopoly for certain products. That means MNC is a way for the corporation to develop a monopoly. Monopoly means control of an Indian industry. That means this MNC is control some of the companies' certain products. It controls some of the companies' certain products. It is the main disadvantage. Okay. Then the second one is they also a detrimental effect on the environment. Detrimental effect, that means harm harm or damage. That means because of these MNC companies, the environment will polluted. That means it get harm or damage. Okay. Then the third one is the introduction of MNC into host countries. Economy may also lead to downfall of smaller and local business. That means the introduction of MNC into host countries. The MNC is introduced in host countries. That means some of the group of foreign countries, is it? So because of that, the smaller industries and local business were get affected. Okay, because of that, the smaller industries and local business were affected. Then the last one is MNC breach ethical standards, accusing them of evading ethical laws and leveraging their business agenda with capital. That means MNC breach, the MNC they publish some of the law, that means ethical standards, that means what is right and wrong, accusing them of evading ethical. Evading means to manage. Evading means to manage ethical laws and leveraging. Leveraging means the influence of people. That means the people are showing their power, okay, their business areas. They are the people showing their business power to the business areas, and they are showing their capitals, their strength of their capital. Capital means money. Okay. These are the disadvantages of the MNC. Okay, students, can you understand? Shall we recall the points? Students, now we learned about multinational corporation. Is it? Multinational corporation, it is a cooperative organization. Multinational corporation is a cooperative organization. Is it? Cooperative organization means very good. Existence independent of its owners. It is. Is it? It owns and control the production of goods and services for at least one country or its home country. Home country means our neighboring countries, is it? Then next we learned about evolution of MNC. Like East India Company, the MNC also came to India for the purpose of trade. Is it? For the purpose of trade, like East India Company, the MNC also came to India. Later it become politically dominant. Is it? Later it become politically dominant. Then at first, these companies start their activities in extractive industries. Then later, it controlled raw materials in the host countries during 1920. Is it? Host country means the group of foreign countries. Okay. Then after 1950, the multinational companies are entered the manufacturing and service sectors. At present, most of the multinational companies are belong to four major countries. Is it, students? What are the four major countries? Very good. UK, France, USA and Germany. UK, France, USA and Germany. Okay. Among them, America is the largest one. Is it? Why? Totally 15 multinational companies are there. Among them, 11 companies are Americans. Is it? 11 companies were Americans. Then next we learned about growth of MNC in India. Growth of MNC in India. The MNC participation in Indian industry is entering into cooperation with Indian industrialists. Is it? The MNC participation in Indian industry is entering into cooperation with Indian industry. Totally 12,760 foreign countries are put agreement between 1948 to 1988. Is it? In the period of 1948 to 1988, 12,760 foreign collaboration, that means groups of countries are signed the agreement. Okay. As the result of signing this agreement, the liberalized foreign investment policy was announced. As the result of this signing agreement, the foreign investment policy was announced. In which year the foreign investment policy was announced, students? Very good. In the year 1991. Okay, in the year 1991. Then next we learned about the reasons for the growth of MNC. Next we learned about reasons for the growth of MNC. Mainly 5 important reasons are there for the development of MNC. Is it? What are the 5 important things, students? European of market territory, then the expansion of market territory, marketing superiorities, financial superiorities, technological superiorities, and product innovation. Is it? The first one is expansion of market territory. Very good. Is it? The large size of farm. That means the large size of farm expand more and more extension of its activities in physical boundaries of a country. Is it? Secondly, marketing superiority. Second one is marketing superiority. That means the multinational companies enjoy number of marketing superiorities. Is it? Mainly it enjoys market reputation. Reputation means quality. Is it? Overall quality. Is it? So because the production is very quality, the goods items are they produced in very quality things, so easily they are selling their products with the help of their technologies. They are using many technologies and effective advertisement. Easily they are selling their products. Okay. Then thirdly, financial superiorities. Third one is financial superiorities. The multinational companies has more financial resources, and also they use high level of funds. The multinational companies has more financial resources they use, so they use high level of funds. Okay. Then the next one is next we learned about technological superiorities. Technological superiorities. Comparing all national companies, the multinational companies are developed in industrial areas with the use of some technologies. That means with the use of some technologies, comparing national level companies, the multinational companies are very developed companies. Okay. So the multinational companies encouraged the underdeveloped countries. That means underdeveloped countries industries. They encouraged the underdeveloped countries industries. Okay. Then last one is product innovation. Last one is product innovation. Multinational companies use some technology through the production area to improve existing products. Okay. Multinational companies use some technology through the production area to improve existing products. Okay. Students, next we learned about 10 largest multinational companies. This is top 10 largest multinational companies. That one you read. Then next we learned about some of the Indian multinational companies, its headquarters, type of industry, which are the countries are operating. From there you will get one word question, that also you learn. Okay. Then finally we learned about advantages and disadvantages of MNC. Okay. What are the advantages we learned? There are 4 points we learned. It is one 5-mark question. Listen very careful, students. There are 4 advantages are there. First one is the MNC companies are producing high quality of goods, and they are supplying high quality goods at lower cost. They are supplying high quality goods at lower cost. Okay. Then second one is they are reducing their prices. Okay. They are reducing their prices, so purchasing power is increased. When the price rate is reducing, that time purchasing power will increase. Is it? So likewise the MNC in reduce prices and increase the purchasing power of consumers in the worldwide. Okay. Thirdly, the MNC is able to take advantage of tax variation. Then finally, spurring job growth in the local economics. Spurring means encouraging someone to do something. That means they are encouraging the local economics. That means the small industries and small business areas, the MNC will give some of the encouragement to development for their economic condition. Okay. Then next finally we learned about disadvantages of MNC. There are from here 4 points we learned. The first one is MNC are a way for the corporation to develop a monopoly for certain products. Monopoly means control of an industry. Is it? Secondly we learned detrimental effect on the environment. Detrimental means harm or damage. That means it affect the environment. Because of MNC, it affect the environment. It polluted the environment. Okay. Then thirdly, the introduction of MNC into host countries, the economy may also lead to the downfall of smaller or local business. Listen very careful, students. The introduction of MNC into host country. Host country means group of foreign countries. countries. Is it because of that the economic condition also come downfall of smaller industries and local business? It affects small industries and local business. Okay, finally, MNC breach ethical standards, accusing them. That means breach means law. Ethical standards, what is the people know about what is right and what is wrong, accusing them of evading ethical laws. Evading means to manage. Okay, to manage. And leveraging means the people, they are showing their power. The people are showing their power through the areas of their business agenda with their capital. So because of that, some of the small industries and local businessmen were get some of the difficulties. Okay students, can you understand? The continuation of this lesson I will teach the next class. Students, now you take a book, turn page number 310, turn page number 310, Roman number 4, exercise page, Roman number 4, give short answers. First two questions in the previous class I gave. Then the third question, write short note on multinational corporation. Write short note on multinational corporation. Answer is page number 306. Page number 306. Multinational corporation heading. Multinational corporation heading. First para fully. Multinational corporation is a corporative organization which owns or controls production of goods and services in at least one country other than its home country. Okay, then Roman number 5, brief answer. Paragraph question. Okay, the first question, briefly explain the advantages and disadvantages of MNC. Answer is page number 307. Answer is page number 307. Advantages of MNC and disadvantages of MNC. Advantages of MNC and disadvantages of MNC. Okay. Okay students, these two questions I gave, you should learn well. And also students, now listen very careful. I am going to give one important announcement. Okay, I am going to give one important announcement. In last week, Friday's class, I think I completed geography lesson. From geography lesson, I taught the last part of geography, that particular lessons, and I gave the book exercises also. From there, I gave the map questions. Now one correction is there. Just you listen very careful students. From there, the one of the question, that is National Highway NH44. National Highway NH44. The answer is Varanasi to Kanyakumari. Okay, Varanasi to Kanyakumari. Varanasi is in Uttar Pradesh. From Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Okay, you see the map carefully and mark it. Okay, then and one more map also, north-south corridor. North-south corridor, it is Srinagar to Kanyakumari. Srinagar in Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Okay, both maps differences you should you want to understand. So once again I am showing this map. Students, those who are wrongly do, you should clearly this video you will see and do. Okay students, the continuation of that economics lesson I will teach the next class. Thank you students.